Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
Welcome back to Definitely Broadway, Uniquely Wichita. I'm your host, Roy Lightner, and you just heard a song from MT Wichita's upcoming production of Pippin, with music and lyrics by Steven Schwartz. Pippin runs July 25th through July 29th, right here at Century 2. Today I have with me two of the most wonderful, organized, fun, and brilliant women I have ever met, Amanda and Tiffany. The two of them lead the stage management team here at MT Wichita. I'm so excited that you guys are here. We have Amanda and Tiffany, our stage management team. How are you guys?
Good. Very excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here. So one of the things that I want to do with this podcast is help people kind of understand all of the workings that go on behind the scenes as well. And I know that my first professional show ever, I did not know that the stage managers called the show.
Sure.
Like, I saw this lady with a headset on in the back, like, talking and, like, flipping switches and looking at things, and I was like, what is Command Central? And I, like, walked up to talk to her, and she was not, it was Sue Ann. She was not happy to speak to me. But then she explained later what she was doing, and I was fascinated. So, I guess what I want to start is, what exactly does a stage manager do? Like, what does a stage manager do in rehearsals, and then what does a stage manager do in performance?
You want to take it?
Sure. Well, okay, so in rehearsal, we track all the blocking. We track entrance and exits, and blocking by staging, so where everybody goes on stage. We track all the entrance and exits. We often take timings for costume changes. We take timings for scene changes. We also track all of the scenery, all the pieces as far as whether they're going right or left, and if they need to come back on that way, or if they have to track around. All of the props. All of the sound cues, all of the technical elements that go into putting a show together, we track in rehearsal.
So what you're basically saying is everything.
Everything.
You track everything.
And then communicate that with the parties who need to know.
You also do, like, rehearsal reports. You take care of all of the breaks when rehearsal starts, and
Scheduling everything.
Scheduling literally everything. And what all do you schedule?
So here we have 3 different rehearsal rooms going at any one time. So we schedule what is going on in each of those rooms and making sure that people aren't booked in 2 places at once so that we can stage the show in the short amount of time that we have. And then we also schedule costume fittings, wig fittings, any
Recordings.
other recordings, yeah.
Podcast.
Right.
Oh my! So you basically are like the mothership of MT Wichita. Like, you run how everything happens during a given day for what's going on with the show.
Especially for what's going on in the rehearsal hall and in rehearsal that day. Mm-hmm. You know, all the shops have their own schedules, but even today, like, we had to cancel a fitting for a production meeting. Like, it's always about sort of shuffling the schedule to make everybody available and make everything work.
There are some stage managers who liken it to, like, air traffic control. So you're receiving a lot of information, and then you decide where that information needs to go and how quickly it needs to go out to whoever is receiving it.
I don't think, that's not for me. There's no way, there's literally no way I could do this. Okay, so let's say, so a given day, right? Let's just do a given rehearsal day. You guys show up at what time?
Most every day we have a production meeting that starts at 9.
Okay.
So we'll get there half an hour before that. And then rehearsal is from 10 to 1, and then we have lunch from 1 to 2:15, and then 2:15 to 6:15. And after rehearsal, we're working on the schedule. Like we said before, we're working on notes. We're often here till 8:30, sometimes later, sometimes earlier, depending on the day.
And sometimes over lunch, we have meetings.
Yeah.
Like every Thursday, we have a shift meeting from 1 to 2:15 where we talk through all of the shifts.
Like the scenic shifts?
Yeah, so literally where everything's going, where it's coming from, what's on stage, what's off stage, what's preset in the wings, in what wing it's preset, what's flying in, all of those elements, along with prop things. And we have an hour and 15 minutes to talk through that for the entire show. And we do that every other Thursday.
Right. And that means it's a different show you're talking about every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday.
That's unbelievable. You guys don't have a day off, do you, either?
We rotate days off during rehearsal. So
Okay.
there's never a day where nothing is happening, but there's a day that one of us won't be here.
And will you explain to all of our awesome listeners how you guys, I love your juggling, how you swap roles for each of the individual shows. Would you kind of talk about what those different roles are?
Yeah, in the schedule that we do, the 5 shows in 10, 11, 12 weeks, if somebody had to have the same job leading all of those shows, they would die.
And that's called the production stage manager.
In this company, yes.
Yes.
It
Got
can be exhausting.
Yeah.
3 seasons or so ago? Was that? Anyway, I did the first 3. I was the calling stage manager on the first 3 shows, and it was tough. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have it broken up. So like Amanda called Sister Act, and I ran the deck, and then I'll call Guys and Dolls and Freaky Friday, which will allow Amanda to run the deck, and then Amanda will call Pippin, and I'll call Little Mermaid.
So when you say run the deck, will you explain what that means? This is one of my favorite things as an actor, but will you tell our listeners what running the deck is?
So we were talking about shift meetings a little earlier, talking about you tracking the scenery, making sure it goes where it needs to go, the order of where things need to shift, and then assigning crew. Our crew happened to be high school apprentices.
Right, which we will also talk about because
Yeah.
you are training in the middle of all of this craziness that you guys are doing and running these whole shows. You're also training the next generation of stage managers on top of making sure no one dies.
Well, and the apprentice program is actually something that's super important to us and to our department. We have a lot of staff and a lot of designers who were apprentices, but Amanda was an apprentice.
Oh, yes, she was. One of my favorites, too.
So it's a program that's super near and dear to our hearts, and so we want to make sure that the apprentices always feel involved, especially in our shop, and make sure they always feel like they have responsibility and something to do. Sometimes the rehearsal room can be a lot of hurry up and wait. That we have to hurry and set a thing and then get out of the way so that they can actually do the scene. And I think that the more we can keep everybody engaged in the beginning of the process, the better it works out for all of us. And it's nice to give everybody a little responsibility in the room. It lets them feel invested in a way that's really important.
And so then as the person who runs the deck,
You're leading all of the apprentices to learn how to shift the show and making sure that they do it in enough time and that they're just having a good time and learning as much as they can on deck while you're running this massive musical backstage.
And staying safe.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and there's so much happening backstage that no one sees. It's like another full-on production, and it's all choreography as well, like timing
Absolutely.
and all of that kind of stuff. And it's one of the things I wish people could see, but in all actuality, if it's happening correctly, the
You
goal
have no
is
idea.
Nobody sees
not
it. Yeah.
a human would ever see it. When we were doing Beauty and the Beast here, I remember stage managers would grab me in my huge costume and shove me in a corner so set pieces could come by and then pull me out of the corner and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's just figure out how we got here, right? So, Amanda, I want to start with you. This is your 14th season.
It is.
At MT Wichita. You have beat me. Well, both of you have beat me immensely by many seasons. So talk to me about, you're from Wichita.
I am.
And you
born
went to
raised.
Wichita State University and you majored in
Theater.
theater.
Yeah.
Like a BA in theater?
I got a BA.
That's awesome.
I focused on tech, but the BA.
Great. So explain to me your trajectory with MT Wichita.
After my sophomore year of high school, I had just done a musical. I was like, this is kind of cool. What else can I do? And I somehow found the apprentice program, which has been going on at this company for many, many years. And that was 2005. And I I came in as apprentice for 3 shows that season. I did Phantom and
With Matt Bogart,
with the Matt Bogart, yeah,
who just played Sky Masterson this season.
and the Roy Lightner.
Yes.
Yeah, so Phantom was my first show, and I did 3 shows that summer, and I really loved it. And I came back the next summer to do all of the shows, and just fell in love.
And what season was that?
My second season?
Yeah.
2006 was Full Monty, 7 Brides, Wizard of Oz, Sweet Charity, Millie.
That's impressive.
Amanda has an incredible ability to be able to recall the season.
I know. I made a mistake on the Jenny Barber podcast because we interpolated 2 different seasons and made them one. And both of us like, yeah, that's the season. Totally.
I couldn't tell you one, like, it would be so hard for me to tell you one season from the other, much less like what year it actually was. And Amanda's like, oh no, that was Dolly year. So we did, and she can name them off. It's incredible.
Well, the thing that makes it easy is I've had many different jobs within this company, and so I just remember what department I was in.
Okay, so
And that helps me remember.
2006.
Yeah, 2006, I was an apprentice, and that was super fun. And then I graduated high school, and I worked as a carpenter for 2 years in the scene shop. And then I liked that, but figured I wanted to do something else, and so I worked in the sound department. I was the mic tech for 2 seasons, and I enjoyed that, but then figured I wanted to do something else, and then I've been a stage manager ever since.
That's incredible. And you work year-round as a stage manager.
I do now, yeah.
So there's also a Minneapolis connection now between the 2 of you. So do you guys work year-round together, like as a team?
Mostly.
Quite a lot, yeah.
That's incredible. And you've worked at places like the Cincinnati Playhouse, Casa Manana.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your Walt Disney World experience.
I did the Disney College program.
No way.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was a lot of fun. I worked in parade wardrobe, so I put together all the big furry suits and got Cinderella dressed before the parades.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It was a lot of fun. It's really hot, but it's a lot of fun.
My mind just like short-circuited. Okay.
Dressing
Parade,
princesses every day.
parade wardrobe every day.
Yeah.
And they do like about 70 parades a day, right?
They do. I only worked in Magic Kingdom, and I worked on they call it the 3 o'clock parade. It happens every day at 3 o'clock. So I did that, and then I also did the Christmas parade.
I just saw the electric light parade that they...
Oh my God, it's so good.
The one from like our childhood that then they
Yeah.
moved to California and they were like, it's going to only be around for 1 more year. And it's like on year 8.
It's still going,
Like,
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's awesome. Okay. So then you did that for Walt Disney World. And then you worked at Merrimack Repertory Theater. Is that in New Hampshire?
That's in Massachusetts.
Just kidding. You worked at Merrimack Repertory Theater in
Yeah,
Massachusetts?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what'd you do there?
I was the wardrobe intern.
Oh my goodness. So you've been all over the country
Yeah.
with stage management and different backstage running crew type responsibilities.
Yeah.
And is stage management where you feel you're home at?
Currently it is.
And you've been...
I don't know. My career has evolved in my time.
So you've just literally worked all around the country and backstage and stage management stuff. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you are part of the Actors Equity Association,
Yes.
which also houses, for our listeners, stage management. So it's the union that governs stage managers and actors and provides all sorts of things from like health insurance and benefits based upon weeks, as well as salary,
Working conditions.
working conditions, all of that kind of stuff. The Actors Equity Association. All right, Tiffany, you're from Oklahoma?
Yes.
Where in Oklahoma?
I'm from a tiny town called Holdenville.
Holdenville.
Yes. Go Wolverines.
Awesome. And where is that in relation to Oklahoma City?
It's just southeast of Oklahoma City. We're about an hour and 15 minutes southeast of Oklahoma City, so it's
Okay.
not so far.
So, and then where did you go for school?
I went to Southeastern Oklahoma State University in Durant, Oklahoma,
Okay.
which is just about 11 miles from the Texas border.
There you go.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
And what was your major?
I majored in technical theater.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So then how did you've been with MT Wichita for how many seasons?
I've been here since 2010.
Congrats. Wow.
Thanks.
Great.
Thanks.
Awesome. And did you come as stage management?
I came in as an equity stage manager, which is funny and a great sort of it's sort of a great difference between Amanda and I is that Amanda has so much different experience with different departments here, and I've held 2 positions here. I've been one of the equity stage managers and sort of the PSM, so I take care of the budgets and all of those things. But yeah, so I've only been here as an equity stage manager. That's all I know.
And I will say this, I know that this place is so lucky to have you both, because in order for a machine of this nature to run, stage management is the thing that keeps it all together. And you are the unsung heroes of this place, both of you. So please keep coming back for everyone's sake.
That's very kind.
No, it's the honest truth. And I mean that seriously. Okay.
It was said to me early on that Emily said to me a long time ago that MT Wichita is a machine, right? Like we run like a machine, and that every department is their own cog, and within their cog they have separate little cogs that all turn. So we have a department of 5. It's Amanda and I, and then we have 2 ASMs, Parker and Allie, and an intern, Erin, who are all incredible. And in order for our department to succeed, we all have to be turning at the same rate, right? Like not only turning, but we've all got to be moving at the same pace. And in order for us to do that, it makes all the other departments, it allows all the cogs to turn, which it will make the machine work.
I wish I could have said that. That was brilliant. All right, so you've been here for 9 seasons, not in the summer. You also work in Minneapolis.
I do.
So you're production stage manager for Theater La Ti-Da, and you've been there also since 2010?
I have.
So you got MT Wichita in the summer, La Ti-Da in our off season.
I absolutely did.
You don't stop.
No.
That's
I
amazing.
had 10 days between closing my show in Minneapolis and starting Music Theater Wichita. And then at the end of the summer, La Ti-Da actually covers me for the first week of rehearsal so that I can stay here to call the second week of Little Mermaid, and then I'll run into rehearsal a week late up there to start my season.
That's incredible. And what kind of work does La Ti-Da do?
They do musical theater, so we're going to open our season with Once.
Stop it.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm obsessed with that show. A show I'll never be in because I can't play any instruments. Also, you lived and worked in Phoenix for a while.
I did, right out of college.
I am obsessed with that theater community.
It's where I'll retire.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I love Phoenix.
I was lucky enough to just spend some time there directing and choreographing a show, and their theater community is incredible.
Where were you?
I was at Arizona State University.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
With the lyric opera.
Sun Devils.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Gamage and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you've worked at the Phoenix Theater, the Actors Theater of Phoenix, Pillsbury House. What is that?
So Pillsbury House Theater is it's actually a really incredible theater. It's a theater based inside a community center. So it's Pillsbury United Communities. And in Minneapolis and South Minneapolis, one of the Pillsbury United Communities has a theater space. And they do really incredible work, lots of really great social justice things, and sort of much smaller than the musical theater world that I know here. But so many things are so much smaller than the musical theater world I know here.
Of course, and I think that's also what's so beautiful about the art form that we do is that we can, do these big, huge musical shows that make people think and engage them in certain ways, but then there's this social action and community engagement and outreach type work that we also get to do as theater practitioners, which I find very exciting for not only connection of the art form, but kind of like a political commentary on what's happening in our world. And clearly these musicals do that in their own way, but sometimes, a little devised theater every once in a while is what's needed. And then you worked at the Guthrie as well. I'm missing so many. The Broadway, the Children's Theater Company. You've been all over. Yeah,
it's Minneapolis has a really incredible theater community. There are a few very large regional theaters there. The Guthrie is there, and I had a great time there. The Children's Theater Company is there, and I couldn't say enough about the Children's Theater Company and how wonderful they are. I did a few shows with them. In fact, one year I did Peter Pan with them, and I ran a Sunday matinee, and then got in the car and drove here after the matinee at 4:30, I drove through the night to be here at work on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. It was awesome.
You get a slow clap.
It was a lot of fun. I had a buddy, so my sister flew up to make the drive with me. But I didn't want to miss the first day, and I didn't want to duck out of Peter Pan any earlier than I needed to.
We'll talk about a huge show,
So
too.
it was a lot of fun, but I laughed and said after that I won't ever run the Sunday matinee and try to be here by Monday. That's foolish.
Well, you live and you learn, right?
Right?
You live and
Yeah.
you learn. So I want to know, are there any hilarious stories that you can tell? Because I have so many that have happened to me in my career. You're
Well,
like,
Roy, actors are really funny individuals. They're hilarious. And as a stage manager, like, I love them. Truly, I do. I mean, I need to for my job, but super excited about people in general.
Mm-hmm.
And actors are my favorite kinds of creatures. But there was a great thing. Will you tell the nice work story? The onstage story?
So, how many seasons ago? That two,
Three?
three seasons ago.
Yeah.
Talked
Something
about
like
how I
that.
can remember things, and now I can't remember. We did nice work, and it was opening night. Wednesday night, we had it starred Clyde Alves and Anne Horak. It was a great show. Opening night, there's a song where the ensemble girls are undressing the main guy, and it's a fun song, and it's the 20s. Everybody's having a great time. And they pulled down what's supposed to be his outer pants, but instead pulled down all of his pants.
Stop it.
And he is wearing a dance belt, but as you know, a dance belt is not.
It's from
It's
the
not-
seventh
it's-
layer of hell.
Yeah. And not really meant to be seen by an audience of 2,100 people. So,
So that happened.
yeah, and he just ducked behind the couch and pulled his pants back up and went along singing the song.
And we all laughed hysterically.
I am sure. Oh, one of my favorite stories from here was it was during Beauty and the Beast, and the fly went early, and all the enchanted objects were making like our backstage cross, and the fly went from like Maison de Lune early, and everyone didn't know what to do, and so in great fashion, like all of the deckhands like dove behind set pieces, and none of like us actors in these costumes knew what to do. So we just fell to the ground.
It's like Toy Story.
It's exactly don't like just fell to the ground.
Fell to the ground.
And I was like, what do I do?
Oh my God, that would be the story I would tell.
And I went, if there were, I wish I could see, because I remember everyone, and I was like, just walking, and I was like, why is everyone jumping behind things? And I was like, oh God. Oh God. And just felt, anyways.
Oh my God.
I was talking with Emma about that last night. We had finished the scene shift, and they were singing Marry the Man Today downstage. And there's only 2 drops between what's happening downstage and us doing whatever craziness we're doing upstage. And we were just standing there because we had finished the shift. And Emma just turns to me. She goes, "What would you do if that drop just flew out?" And we're just standing here. I was like, "I don't know."
I'll tell you.
Drop to
Things
the
that
ground.
that don't work, dropping to the ground. It's not like they cannot see you laying there on the ground or anything.
The last time we did Little Mermaid, there was a.
Oh, God.
I don't know if this transition still exists or not. I'm eager to find out. There's a transition where a drop flies in one, and they sing maybe the cutest song in the whole show. They sing "She's in Love," which is my favorite. So there's an in-one drop, it flies in, and then we fly out to the same thing. So there's no shift upstage of it, just a drop flies in and they sing a song downstage. So during the song downstage, all of the apprentices would go on stage and dance. And they were having the time of their lives. And I said to them one day, what would happen if the drop flew early? And they were like, oh, we watched the light. Because they can see the lights in the rail. So when they come on, they all scatter. They're like, shoo.
That's amazing. And actually, let's talk about that. So you also, when you're calling a show, right? Not only do you call lights and sound, but you also call drops in and out. And how do you I love how this happens. But explain to us how this happens, like the cue lights and all that kind of stuff.
So we run all of the deck shifts and the rail shifts on a cue light system. We also generally run the sound cues on a cue light system. So sound mixes mics and the orchestra, but any sound effects that happen, we cue light. So we have a bank of switches on our console, and we'll flip the switches to turn the light on, and then, so that's standby, right? Light on is standby. I say this to the apprentices all the time. Light off is go. So, and we have 4 cue lights on deck. We have a left, right, and a green, and a right, and a right, red, and green. And then in the fly rail, there are 4 lights. So there's a blue, yellow,
Red and green.
red, and green.
I'm already confused.
And they just have, it's basically rope light going across where all the ropes are. And so when it turns on, they stand by. And when it turns off, they start pulling ropes and drops fly in or out.
Yeah, no way.
Flipping those switches is very satisfying.
Yes.
You're like, ha!
It's so good. I love the way they click. They're all toggle switches, so they like clunk as you push them down.
Do you like get your fingers ready and you're like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you have to hold your arm a certain way.
because often you're flipping more than one thing. In the old cue light system, there was a master switch. So if everything went at once, you could flip the master, and everything would go. I never did that. It made me nervous. So instead, I would like twist my fingers and use my thumbs to try to get to all of them. And if they're spaced, like you want them to be spaced just accordingly so that you can reach them all at the same time and whatnot. It can be complicated, but it's a lot of fun.
But you have your fingers on switches, and you're also looking at your script, trying to call light cues, and you can't get what you're looking at and reading different than what your fingers are doing, and it can be confusing.
I'm gonna
and still
take
trying to watch the monitor
Yeah.
to make sure nobody's going to get hit.
I'm gonna take some pictures of you at your station doing this so people can actually understand
Sure.
what you're talking about, because trying to make all this happen is honestly mind-boggling to me, and I think it's so exciting. I also think it's fascinating what it's like to call a show. So Amanda has been so kind to call a number from Sister Act. I'm gonna play the song, and we're gonna hear what she says and does during the song. And we're gonna do Sunday Morning Fever.
Yes.
Okay.
Spot 2 on Lazarus at center, stand by, lights 135 through 137, spot 2 out, and spot 1 to Mary Roberts, stage right. Lights 136 and spot 2 out. Go. Lights 137 and spot 1 to Mary Robert. Go. Stand by, lights 138 through 144, spot 1 out, spot 2 to Monsignor, stage left and then out, and rail 21 on the blue cue light. Lights 138, spot 1 out, and spot 2 to Monsignor. Go.
Sisters, I bear remarkable news. He has invited us to sing this week for a special visitor. A very special visitor. From the Vatican.
You mean the Pope? Ho, ho. The Pope. Ho, ho. Calm down, sister. You mean the Pope?
That's right, sisters. Can you believe it? The Pope.
Spot 2 out. Go. Lights 139 and rail go. Stand by, shift on the left and right green. Lights 140. Go. Stand by, spot 1 to Dolores up center, spot 2 to Mother Superior, stage left, and then spots out with lights 143. Lights 141. Go. Stand by, rail 21.5 on the blue and a clear. Lights 142 and spot 2. Go.
Just imagine what the Pope will make of
Spot 1 to Dolores. Go. Lights 143 and spots out. Go.
That is so impressive to me. That is incredible. Oh my gosh, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
All right, and now this is Go from Freaky Friday. This is what Tiffany does while it all happens. We'll start midway through.
Lights 159, spot 1 to Adam, spot 1 out, and tab 188. Go. Lights and spot out. Go. Lights 160. Go. Standby lights 161, spot 2 to Adam, spot 1 out, and tab 190. Lights 161, spot 2 restore, spot 1 out, and tab 190. Go. Standby lights 162 through 167, spot 2 out, and tab 191 through 194.
Not the being, but becoming. Once you are, you'll never be. Not the winning, but the wishing.
Lights 162.
When you have won. Not the ending, but beginning.
Go. Lights 163, spot 2 out, and tab 191. Go.
Tango with a boho, samba with
Lights 164 and tab 192.
We're catching up.
Go. Standby spot 1 to Ellie, spot 2 to Catherine. Lights 165. Go. Lights 166, spot 1, spot 2, and tab 193. Go. Standby on the left and right green for the fountain on, spots 1 and 2 out.
It's the searching, it's a hunt for who you'll be. Not the seeing, but the
Lights 167 and spots 1 and 2 out.
just can't see.
Go.
Fletcher, I'm sorry for what I said in the car.
Standby lights 168 through 171. Spot 2 to Adam, tab 195 through 196.
I hung out with Ellie's boyfriend. This has been the best day of my life.
Lights 168, spot 2 and tab. Go.
It's not the knowing, it's the learning.
Lights 169.
Learn, you never know.
Go.
It's not the having, it's
Lights
the
170.
finding.
Go.
Once you find it,
Fountain. Go. Lights 171, spot 2 out, and tab 196.
'cause here we
Go.
That is legit magic to me. That is unbelievable.
It's a lot of fun. that
Thank
one.
you for sharing that with us. Okay, we are going to now move to our next section of the podcast.
Is it a game?
It is games. Are you guys ready?
I'm so afraid.
Okay, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So this is 47-second rapid fire questions. Music Theater of Wichita is in its 47th season. Therefore, we'll do 47 seconds of rapid fire questions.
Oh, jeez.
Who goes first?
Who wants to go first?
Tiffany goes
You want to go first? Okay.
Shit.
Okay, here we go. 47 seconds, rapid fire questions. Are you ready? Time will begin at the end of the first question. Are you nervous?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, ready? What do you like to do on your days off?
Enjoyed the pool.
If you could go anywhere on vacation, where would it be?
Ireland.
What's your current guilty pleasure?
Cake.
What job would you be really bad at?
Oh my God. Being a doctor.
Toilet paper over or under?
Under.
Morning or night person?
Night.
Favorite animal?
A raccoon.
Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. Unkind people.
Who do you admire most?
Oh, that one's tough. Pass.
Favorite superhero?
Batman.
If you could have dinner with anyone tonight, who would it be?
You.
Oh, what celebrity annoys you the most?
Oh, I'm not very good with celebrities. Annoys me the most. Taylor Swift.
Time. Yeah. I respect that decision. Yeah, good job. Amanda, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What job would you be really bad at?
Actor.
What's your biggest dream?
Travel the world.
If you could name a yacht, what would you name it?
Roy Lightner.
Yes! What's your favorite TV show?
30 Rock.
What's your favorite thing in your house?
My bed.
What's your favorite drink?
Gin and tonic.
Thank you. Who's your favorite president?
Barack Obama.
What are you gonna go for Halloween this year?
I think I have to work.
What's your favorite thing about yourself?
That I can't answer that question.
Everything. Morning, noon, or night?
Night.
How do you like your steak cooked?
I'm vegetarian.
Oh, good question. What's your favorite kind of car?
Hyundai Elantra.
Gold or silver?
Silver.
Toilet paper over or under?
Over!
Time. And that was 47 seconds rapid fire questions. All right, we're now going to move on to the Name That Tune section.
Anything you could do, I could do better. I can do anything better than you.
I have in this envelope 5 songs. The goal is to name the show, the composer. Music and lyrics as the composer is extra credit, but the show and the title of the song. I don't know what these songs are.
Amanda's gonna be really good at this.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know what these songs are, and here we go. I get very nervous during this section. Here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Tender glance, you simply can't.
Oh, Times Like This. It's from Lucky Stiff, and it's written by
Times like this.
Aarons and Flaherty. Times Like This.
That's good.
Time like this, a girl could use a dog. Okay. Number one. Let's open it up. You want to open it up and read it?
Mm-hmm. Times Like This, Lucky Stiff, Aarons and Flaherty.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Clip number 2. Here we go. Oh, Memory, Cats, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh, Memory.
Cats, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
If
Clip
only
number
they could hear the eye roll.
Sorry.
Cats.
Starring Roy Lightner as Mungo Jerry.
That's right. I did that here. You want to read it to everyone? Make sure we were
yes.
right?
Cats, music by Andrew Lloyd Webber, lyrics by T.S. Eliot.
Oh, yes.
I don't think that's true, but...
Right. No, it is based off the poems.
Oh,
sure.
And it's straight word for word?
Wayne? I don't know.
Wayne?
All right. Clip number 3. You ready? Oh, Revolting Children.
Yes,
Matilda. No idea.
Oh, Tim Minchin.
Stop. Are you serious? Open that up.
Revolting Children, Matilda the Musical, music and lyrics by Tim Minchin.
Okay. I think we each got a point there. That was really good. I needed to hear that. R-O-V-O. Okay. Clip number 4. I just got nervous. She's really good at this.
She's really good at this.
Okay. Here we go.
Oklahoma! Rogers and Hammerstein. From
Okay,
the musical
from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma from Oklahoma.
Rogers and Hammerstein.
Rogers and Hammerstein.
My mom is reading the book about them right now. She goes, "Has Wayne read that book? He would like it a lot."
I'm sure Wayne's read the book.
It's like Wayne could have written
He
that
probably
book.
wrote the book. All right, here we go. Clip number 5.
Am I not sensitive?
Agony. Yes!
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods and Stephen Sondheim.
Oh, I love it.
That one made me nervous. I was like, we were going 1 for 1 there. That's the end of the Name That Tune section, but make sure we were right.
Agony from Into the Woods, Stephen Sondheim.
Awesome.
I can do anything better than you.
One final section. It's called Roy Raves. And I just want to rave about both of you. I have been gone for a while, and coming back and seeing the love and respect that this place has for both of you is unmatched. And you are the unsung heroes of MT Wichita. And I know that it's probably tireless, and I know that you guys work diligently, but I'm telling you the quality of the production is because of the two of you, hands down. So thank you for everything that you do for this company. We are so lucky to have you, and I am so lucky to be back with you. Amanda, this is crazy, and I'm so excited to be here with you, Tiffany, because your light and radiance is just so beautiful. And sometimes stage management is like the hard job and you have to have the hard conversations, and you guys deal with everything with such grace and such beauty, and I cannot speak more highly of the two of you. Thank you for being here and doing this podcast. I really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And that's Roy Raves.
Thanks, Roy.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for listening to Definitely Broadway, Uniquely Wichita. Come see Pippin, which runs July 25th through July 29th here at Century 2. Contact the box office for tickets, and I'll be back next week with another amazing guest.